start by asking Mark, how does it feel to have been acknowledged as the most influential Australian surfer over the past 50 years?
Pretty bloody good, actually. Felt a lot better to win it than not win it. I was actually really surprised when I went down for the induction the other night. Like Joel Parkinson and Steph Gilmore were both there, and they were honoured as for Surfers of the Year, and Steph was inducted into the Hall of Fame, which was awesome to see. I actually sort of felt for Steph there, because when she was giving a speech, she had all the other inductees behind her, and I was just thinking, how heavy, must it be to be up there giving a speech when you've got surfers like Mark Opalupa, Lane Beachley, Nat Young. There were just so many great Australian surfers up there on the stage behind us. For my part, I was just hoping that I would actually make the top 10. So it was, a great honour and an incredible sort of surprise, and I was totally stoked. It was terrific.
Emma, we know about your achievements in the water, your world titles, and some say 4 world titles. What about 5? You won a Masters Championship as well. But I think part of that award and that acknowledgement, looking at yourself in first place and Simon Anderson second, a lot of it had to do with what you did out of the water and what you've contributed to surfing. That design of the twin fin, for those of us who aren't familiar with that, where did that idea come about, and how did you refine it and take those big those boards to the big waves of Hawaii?
That's quite a long question, and maybe we could probably answer that one later. I think I'd bore you to tears for about an hour talking about the twin fin. But basically, I guess I've had a very fortunate career, or I've had a competitive career, and also a career shaping surfboards. Strangely, when I left school, I wanted to be a surfboard shaper because I didn't want to have a real job. And everyone that I knew that worked in the surfboard industry worked when there was no surf, and they surfed when there was surf. And then competitive surfing sort of got in the way for a few years there, and now I'm back doing what I originally started doing, which was shaping surfboards. And I get a tremendous amount of enjoyment out of shaping surfboards because it's one of the only sort of handmade sporting products that are out there, and you can custom make a board for someone, and you just get this incredible feedback when you make a board for someone and you see them in the water, or they come in and talk to you, because you're actually sort of affecting their recreational time and sort of enhancing their recreational time. With the twin fin, it's a very long story, but it was inspired by Reno Abalira, who was here for the Coke contest in Australia in 1976. He gave me a few ideas. I sort of combined them with a few single fin ideas and sort of came up with a new style of twin fin in '78, and that was the board which was the springboard for my competitive success, and sort of the board that helped me sort of win my world titles, and I guess it was a surfboard that I'm sort of most associated with and recognised for.
In terms of those achievements, Mark, and this latest one is just a big trophy to put on an already under pressure mantelpiece. How do you feel about, what do you think your biggest achievement is yourself? And I know that's a hard one for you because you're a humble guy, but if you have to single something out that you've, in terms of surfing, what do you think is the single most achievement that you've racked up?
I've probably got no idea, but the mantelpiece isn't actually very scattered at home. I've got a family that doesn't want a shrine to MR in the house. We've actually got a photograph. There's an artist in Queensland called Christian Chapman who airbrushed a few surfboards for me, and he does these incredible sort of portraits, and he sent me down this portrait that's about the size of this Burton Toyota poster behind us, and it's basically my head. And it arrived on Surf Cargo when we still had the shop sort of last year, and I popped it upstairs because I didn't know what to do with it. And then my wife saw it about a month or so later, and she said, we've got to put that up in the house. So as you come up the steps onto the second level, there's this massive image of my head, which totally freaks my kids out. Every time they go past it, they're just going, Dad, you're tripping, you just can't have that shit on the wall. So we had my daughter's 21st party a few months ago, and she made me take it down because she had about 20 friends over, and she said, there's no way we can have that big head looking up at everyone. But I guess I said in the speech the other night that it's been a long time since I won anything, and that's totally true. It's been a seriously long time. You know, as Joel said, when I was winning world titles, I think he said he wasn't even born. So I think for me, I said in the speech the other night, I think that the thing that is, as you get older, you sort of think about your life a little bit more and sort of where you're going. And when I was younger, I was like ridiculously, competitively possessed. I've said that I would paddle over the top of my mum in a competitive heat and drown her, and that's exactly how I felt. Like I did some stuff competitively that I'm not actually proud of, but I wanted to win. But what happens is, I think when you get older, you think about your life a lot more, and I think everything that I did competitively sort of starts to pale into insignificance, and it becomes less important as you get older. And the things that I think you really cherish are your family and your friends and your relationships and other things that are going on in your life. So I guess, for me, I don't really remember the competitive stuff. I guess my greatest achievement probably is, staying reasonably normal in, everything that's gone on in my life. And, I like to think as a competitive athlete that it doesn't make you any better than anyone else on the planet. It might mean you can actually ride a surfboard a little better than someone else, but it doesn't make you a better person in any other way. So that's probably about it.
Just before we go there, of course, with this later acknowledgement, from time to time, the talk starts doing the rounds. It's a long time since we've had a statue of anyone in Newcastle. I hear it's doing the rounds again, a statue to MR. What do you say about the idea of a statue to MR at Merewether Beach?
Well, as I said before, I'll be very flattered, but seriously, it's just something for pigeons and seagulls to shit on. So, realistically, I think that our council is very financially strapped. I think there's a lot of much more important ways that the council could actually spend some money if they had a few $1,000s to spare than putting up a statue of me. So,
thanks very much. Four-time world champion, most influential surfer in Australia over the past 50 years, and as humble as always, and as thoughtful as always. And Surfest is extremely proud and extremely fortunate to have someone of the calibre of Mark as the patron for the event.